Hi everybody, how's it going? So I have more experiences to talk about, which are, kind of fun and definitely experiences. um, so lately I've been shown, diversity in spiritual community. Sorry, I said that kind of funny. I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm just, that's something I'm working through or working on. And I find it very interesting, I guess. So, maybe the observer in me is finding wisdom and learning through these experiences. So that's why I have this platform, right? To be able to share what I'm learning, what I'm working on currently, what is universe showing me. And I'm of course very curious to see if you have experienced and lived through some of these situations as well. So please feel free to leave a comment below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and your wisdom that you have to share as well. So let's get down to it. So really the heading for this is, and the topic is, can a spiritual community be toxic? And I think there is definitely a yes to that. But not always. It's probably 50-50 on both sides. I've had amazing experiences with a spiritual community. And as of recent, maybe not so great experiences as well. And I find that interesting to be learning that and experiencing it, because it really does open up the world, and your vision. It's not just narrow, it's kind of becoming more expansive, and you can see more diversity within a spiritual community specifically. Now, of course, you get this with any body of people. You'll get this in any workplace, any, social group, really. You're going to get the light and the dark. And I guess it's just, how do you navigate through it, right? How do you react to it? Do you cave and feel, just allow yourself to feel horrible when you leave? Do you stand strong in your light and just try and bring balance to the group, within your light and awareness of self? And that's something that I've really tried to do, is in amongst groups who maybe there is some negativity, is really trying to stay in that positive frame, even if they're going through those shadow aspects. Just stay strong as much as you can. However, sometimes the balance is off, and maybe you're one of the only, or one of the very few, who have a lighter vibration to you. And sometimes the heavier, denser energies can smother almost. And that's when those spiritual community relationships become, in a sense, toxic to that person who does hold a lighter vibration, who likes to be more in a joyful place, that kind of thing. And not to say that it's not okay to go into shadow realms. I definitely do that. I've definitely had experience in that, even in my dreams, my dream time. I'm in that darker realm a fair amount, and doing a lot of work there, and helping other people, bringing healing. However, I guess part of it is a choice in that person. If you're finding that every time you go to maybe a meeting or gathering, or around those certain individuals, and you find your flame, in a sense, your lightness is smothered out every time, and you feel horrible, like even sick or ill, or maybe a horrible headache, because there's actual body reactions, because it's not just on the words that are being said, it's actually on a vibrational level. It's on that feeling level. that you also experience this. And if those people are, if they're outnumbering the amount of people there that are holding light balance, those people with a lighter energy can feel really, really sick and ill. So I think with those situations, if you're finding, that every time you go, you're getting sick or ill, or you're reacting, or you're being brought into a dark place, or just really not feeling good, it's best to maybe try and find others who are more of a vibrational match to your level. And you might have to let go of those people who are a little more toxic, even though they're spiritual and they're open to spiritual concepts. Sometimes, especially ego, there's so much different fears. Some people hold on to grudges. That just that negative energy can take over someone, even if they're spiritual, and they hold that vibration. So that it really is that inner work that a person has to do, that inner clearing. A lot of it is forgiveness. It's amazing how much that is important, to get to that higher light body, is forgiving others who have done wrong to you, and forgiving yourself. It really, really does. Like, I know it was huge for me in my own awakening and transformation, was how much that forgiveness was need. And sometimes it's not just once that you forgive a person or people. You have to do it multiple times to be able, it kind of like comes cyclical, where maybe a certain phase in your life brings up those triggered memories, and you're being given an opportunity to go through that work again, any more processing again, and do that forgiveness again, so that you can send that love, basically vibration, out there towards that person who's caused you harm. Now, it's the same thing with a spiritual type community. In no way am I bashing them, for my experience, and I guess for me, I always thought, well, I could be maybe part of that light balance and help balance out that light, because they're not aware of their negativity. They're not aware of that shadow side and how energetically it's being brought forth in amongst the group. But the past couple times for me, I've been noticing less and less light warriors, people who are actually really holding that light vibration. They're exiting the scene, so much so that the last time here I went to this gathering, I felt ill, and so did the person I was with. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never felt that before. I have on a very small scale, but not to that extent. And I didn't realize just how powerful it was until now. Just how powerful it was that those other light beings, those light people, bringing their energy to bring and maintain balance, how paramount it was to the group to maintain that balanced energy. I sure feel it now. So, and like I said, it's nothing against those people. And there were some people there that do have light energy as well. And they were holding up some of it, but I think part of it is because they're not fully self-realized in their being, in their core, and their own individual power, their light power, how much that, like, you're a beacon, but if you're not self-realized, you don't shine that beacon like you do when you're someone who's self-realized. I hope that makes sense. When you're empowered within your own core and your own happiness, and you're shining that, like, throughout the day with every single person you meet, like, it's like this love that you're just like sending out there. Sorry, you guys are kind of falling. You're basically sending it out there to your community. When you're not used to those energies and within yourself and the self-empowerment that comes with that, you know, you only have a small light that you're contributing to the group, to the whole. Whereas we had some really key people who really had strong light energy, and they were maintaining that balance. And it was amazing. Even the conversations that were happening were really quite good. But yeah, and you could see that the energy was pretty balanced, and it did have a tendency, you know, moments where it dipped, and then someone would level it out again, and then the energies would stay nice and good again. So it's okay to have some people who are on more of a shadowier side, and I get it, like, especially when you're awakening, first awakening, you're having to do so much clearing work, right? There's so much that is there that you need to work through when you're first going through these processes. So by no means am I putting down those people who have just begun on their journey. It's just, if it's overcoming, like in the sense that if there's too many people of that similar progression who are all in the same kind of energy state, for someone who is of a higher density vibration, it's very difficult for that person to be present. And it's not saying that's good or bad. It's just kind of almost like where you are just in your journey. And I guess for me, I always thought, well, like, I could hold that light beacon, because I know some point and someday they'll be kind of like, I'll help them, basically. I'll be able to help the group. That was kind of my intention and my idea behind it. So I didn't mind, and sending lots of love to those people that are, you know, beginning in their journeys, and are going through that difficult process of purging and clearing. But yeah, there has to be a balance. That's what I'm really finding, is there needs to be a balance. There needs to be those, you know, like, to be able to have a higher vibrational people, there needs to be a balance for more people that are like that, or else that person becomes sick or ill or reacts and they can't come to the group. They can't be there. It's a non-vibrational match, I guess. And it's very difficult for them to be together in that same room. Now, I'm not the only one who felt this. Actually, my partner, the person that was with me, also felt this on a vibrational and emotional plane. And it's very difficult because it's not like the people were saying anything mean to us. You know, it was nothing like that on a verbal level where, you know, anyone's putting you down, nothing like that. Everyone was very kind, but it's on a vibrational level. The what's not being said, the what people are revealing their shadow sides about, because you don't have the lights to balance out the frequencies. It just smothers. It takes over. So that's what I'm trying to express and experience, like in my experience, and what her experience was, is that, you know, in a spiritual group, it's important to have that, maintain that balance. And if you're finding the balance is just not working anymore for you, and you're just finding that you're not doing well, you know, definitely try and remove yourself from that group, because it's not assisting. You know, you might just be an attraction for other people, where you can form maybe a smaller group to start with, and build a spiritual community on a similar vibrational level, amongst yourselves instead. So that's my short little video on spiritual community, and sometimes it can be toxic. So yeah, tune into the self, and love and light, everybody, and you guys take care, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.